Hey guys, this is John. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to Golden, Colorado. We're already here in Aurora at the Gaylord Rockies Hotel, and I got this email from a gentleman named Seth that said he's got a fork for me, possibly, for the Milano bike. And I was in Golden yesterday. Should have went there. Anyways, it's 45 minutes away. We're gonna go, and then tomorrow we're going to Vecchio's in Boulder. We're gonna check out that store as well. So come along with me for the ride, and let's check this out. If you're thirsty, I got some beer. Oh, now check this out. This is crazy. Kind of looks like my garage, only better. And hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Great. This is Seth, the owner.
Hi there.
Thanks for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Hey, tell me about your store. This is just nuts.
So welcome to Golden Velo. Golden Velo is set up to be a lot like a clubhouse more than a store or a shop. A lot of people come by and they're on a ride. They'll have a coffee or some water or whatever, but we focus on vintage bikes, restoration, preservation. We do a lot of builds, custom builds, as well as part sourcing. So a lot of customers will call me and I'll find and put together a group specific to their needs, and it takes a lot of time to do it correctly, but I'm happy to do it.
That's awesome. This is really cool. Can you show me around a little bit? What do you got?
I grew up working at Michael Cyclery in Ames, Iowa as a kid. So these are the bikes that I worked on as a kid and how I learned to work on bikes. So for me, it's incredibly comfortable and I'm passionate about it. The store is set up to make it easy for people to come in and kind of shop for themselves. So we have tape and tires and tubes in here. Tape, tires, tubes, water bottles, vintage water bottles and cages. Housing, original housing and cables. Pedals, toe clips, original Binda straps. Brooks saddles over here.
It's all here, guys. This is totally cool.
Original headsets of all different manufacturers, saddles, oodles of Chinelli stems, Campy seat posts. Then you're in the brake area, so we have all kinds of different brakes and brake parts by Campy, Shimano, Mayfac, lots and lots of different manufacturers. And as you can see, a crazy amount of Campagnolo freewheels and chains. And
Here we go. I think I might have to take one or two of those home. I've been looking for those. Those are hard to find. You don't even find those on eBay anymore.
No, you don't.
Want to hear something funny about those? Is when I worked for Right Way Products, we sold those to the dealer for $7.98.
I don't doubt it for a minute.
and no one was buying them by the time I left there because it wasn't a thing.
And over
Wow,
here,
crazy
John,
stuff.
There's derailleurs. We break them down into newer record and super record time frame, and then newer. Again, lots of different freewheels. Come over here, there's lots of, these are all bottom brackets. You can see NOS bottom brackets, chain rings, shifters, lots and lots of parts for people to help them restore their bike and work on their projects.
And over here, I have a very patient wife. There she is, very patient. This is going to cost me.
This is a pretty fun shelf right here,
A
John.
fun shelf.
All these new derailleurs.
Oh, you're killing me. Look at this. No old stock rallies. Oh, man, the 980, okay.
These probably aren't supposed to exist, but these are all brand new 80th anniversary cranksets. Originally, we thought all the cranksets were assigned to a Grupo.
Right.
But
someone lied.
Yep, these are all different cranksets from different time frames and lots of different options and manufacturers, some of which you probably haven't seen in years. Have a set.
I have a pair of those for triple, but they're silver. I've never seen an anodized set like that. Oh, come on. Polished.
That's a Mexico. So
That's a Mexico, okay.
The Mexico gets its name from when Eddie did the hour record in Mexico City.
Okay.
So you'll notice if you pan up to the silver Eddie Merckx up there, which is probably one of the most important bikes in the shop. So that is an original first year production 81 Eddie Merckx. You can tell because on the seat stay caps it has his signature, not the EMC, the EM logo that was on the later bikes. It's also done in the CMA paint scheme, which is the last team that Eddie raced for.
That's sharp. Man, look at that.
Super rare bike.
Yeah, put that down. I'm afraid to scratch the Mexico crank. All right, we do have some pano here. We got Gachoti, Pogliaggi, and
All pantograph cranks.
all pantograph.
Yeah.
No shortages here.
No.
Wow,
As
this
we
is
were wandering
crazy.
around, you can see the wheel wall behind you has, I try to keep 50 or 60 sets of wheels on display at all times.
It's just insane.
And if you follow me here, John, this area, these are all groupos. So they're generally complete groups, new and old. As you can see, we have a CDA group that's brand new, still in boxes, which is incredibly rare. Some actual parts that Lance rode, they're actually prototype parts before the 7700 parts went into production. So pretty neat pieces there. This is the hub area, hub and hub parts.
Well, what do we got here? We have
I'm putting together a Daytona group because it wasn't very popular, and finding Daytona groups complete is not easy.
Okay.
So I'm in the process of putting a complete group together just for fun. Zeus group.
I got 6 of these.
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't have one. This
I
is
will buy
beautiful.
them from you.
You will buy them. Looking to buy them or sell? Oh, wait a minute. Look at the polish on that.
Yeah, it looks just like a Super Record. It's beautiful.
With a Nova Record top. Now, was there a Super Record polish with the 2-bolt that I'm not familiar with?
The original Super Record was not highly polished like that. It was a 2-bolt, but it was not highly polished. And the
Okay.
flutes tended to be quite short.
Gotcha. All right.
And back here is
Always learning, guys. Always learning.
This is another fun area. These are all new groupos. So in the black cases are the Campy 50th anniversary groups from 1983.
Whoa.
And that's what's in here. This is a Campy 80th group. These are Shimano Durace 25th anniversary groups. So I try to keep a lot of really collectible groups in stock as well. We do a lot of Silca things as well. Obviously, you can't go everywhere and find original Campy grease, I'm guessing,
No.
which is kind of fun.
I actually picked up one of these from the Auburn show, but it had the wooden case.
Yes.
I thought that was just totally sharp.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. $100 Allen wrench set, but yeah, it's still craziness. And what do you got down here?
Those are all toolkits. So you've got,
Wow.
this is an original Campy professional toolkit. This is the one we use in the shop. The two below are what are called Campy reduced kits, and they're for sale. This is a VAR bike maintenance kit, a GPM professional frame builders kit, and a VAR professional frame builders kit.
Wow, it's just so cool. Look at this.
Original Dunlop cable holders.
Wow. It's a brand new galley group still in the box. Wow. See, I don't have one bike with galley on it. Here we go.
You should have Zeus and Galley.
Zeus and galley, I know. Look at that. Beautiful shape. See, you got the bottle opener. I got a couple of those, but
That's the chrome one behind Lisa.
yeah. I think I have. Do I have 2 chrome ones, dear?
You have one that's like, one's brown. And
Oh, one's bronze. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like that one in the case.
Yeah, when I opened John's Vintage Road Bike Garage at the actual garage, we bought a second one to put there.
Colnago brakes. As I mentioned, I bought all of Colnago's obsolete inventory. So I bought a bunch of their Colnago branded brakes, which are really pretty.
What do you got for bikes?
Some pretty neat bikes in the store. I think I mentioned earlier the first year production Merckx, which could be one of the most important bikes in the store.
Yeah, that's sharp.
This is a original Colnago Arabesque from 1985. The Arabesque gets its name from the lugs. Right here, there's a dance move where the dancer puts her leg behind her and points her toes, which is called the Arabesque. And The arabesque gets its name.
I
from
wondered
that.
where that came.
Yep.
Okay, I'm always learning. That is fascinating.
Yep. So this is an original arabesque from '85.
Wow.
Really
Sure.
rare bike.
They're all beautiful here, but let's point out some special ones. What
All right.
things that stick out in your head?
All right.
I'm gonna have a hard time skipping by these, but we'll show them briefly a little bit later.
This
We know I'm a fan of Jeffrey Bach.
Yes.
We do have a couple Jeffrey Bachs here. Hi, Jeff.
And I've
You-
known Jeff since I was 14.
That's
'cause
from,
I grew up in the same town. This is a very important bike for those of you that are familiar with Moots. Moots is obviously in Steamboat, Colorado, but this
Right,
is
I'm a fan.
steel Moots, not a titanium Moots.
They started in '81 doing steel, right?
They did, and this was made for a professional triathlete, I'm told, which is why it has a race number tab on the underside of the top tube. But this is an original steel Moots, which I think is spectacular.
Yeah, I guess there can't be a ton of those,
No, not at all.
right? Do you know what year they went to titanium?
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't know what year.
I have one, but I don't know. Oh, we got a Shimano Arrow. What do we got
So
here?
this is a neat bike. This is an actual Shimano show bike when they released the Aero groups,
Right?
and this was used in Long Beach for Interbike when it first came out.
And what would that be? 81
Ish.
ish. Okay.
Early
Yeah.
80s.
So it's got the flat Arrow seat post,
The entire
Full-
group is there.
full AX group. That's gorgeous.
Super rare because you don't get to see a full group very often.
Exactly. You just don't. Oh man, look at all this stuff.
Some pretty neat bikes here. This
Zeus.
is an all original green Zeus. One of my favorite bikes. It also happens to be my bike, so it's
Oh, it's your personal
for
bike.
sale.
Not for sale.
No,
Can't have it.
nope. This is nice because it's a time capsule. It's all original and all correct. And then lastly, kind of a fun, different bike. This is the Karima carbon bike. This, if you recall, this was a pretty controversial bike with the UCI because of the aero advantages, and it came under a lot of scrutiny.
No kidding.
And what's really neat, John, is that the crankset on here, those are the original Sweet Wings cranks. Sweet Wings titanium cranks that became E-Wings when King Creek bought the Sweet Wings company.
Interesting. See, I'll be honest, just not. It's over my head. I haven't heard of it.
And it's got beautiful titanium stem that says Karima. So that's a really, really neat bike.
Yeah, that bike's insane. And that's
Yeah.
for sale.
Yeah, it's for sale. That bike, the Callaway up there, when Callaway bought the rights to the sponsorship for the Motorola team, that's Lance's actual bike from, I think, 91 or 92 or 3.
Gotcha.
And the actual parts that Lance rode still has his name on it.
That's so cool.
I don't think Lance knows I have his bike.
He doesn't know?
No.
I'm telling. What's your current project here?
So this is a sympathetic restoration of a 1971 Raleigh International. It's for a customer of mine. It was his brother's bike, and he intends to ride it. So we're doing a lot of really important maintenance things as well as cosmetic things to make it rideable and enjoyable. It will not violate any of the specs of the bike when it was new. We even went to the effort of replacing bolts that were completely corroded so the brakes look vintage, but they don't have, flaking chrome and things like that.
Are you against semi-chroming these and make them really bright, or you just like?
I am.
You are. Okay, so you like to keep it more.
I like to keep it original.
a natural.
I do.
But back in the day, though, I remember these things coming out of a box. Maybe not the 71s, but at least the bikes in the 80s, they were shiny,
They
right?
were shinier.
Shinier.
Sure.
But back
In the
then,
70s, they were matte finished.
they were
like
matte
this.
finished. You know what?
Generally.
I didn't know that.
Yep,
All right.
generally they are. And then this is a beautiful Colnago Super from the 80s.
So it's original. Is it new old stock?
Yes,
A new old stock Super from the 80s.
from the 80s. I got this from Cello Europa in Southern California. And we're doing what we call a resto mod. So we're making it quite usable for Colorado with all the climbing. So the customer will have the joy of riding a steel Colnago with that beautiful silky buttery ride with componentry that will allow him to ride it up in the mountains where he lives. And so It's a way of keeping vintage bikes still on the road.
Absolutely.
It says Michaels on it.
Look at this. What do we got here? We have
A stem that says Michaels. right?
Michaels.
Yep. So that
What is
stem was on a Raleigh, probably a Raleigh 753 bike when Michael was out tin cupping for sponsorship.
That's Michael's Bike Shop at Ames,
Michael's
Iowa.
Cyclery in
Michael's
Ames, Iowa.
Cyclery. All right.
Yep.
Gold BMX. That is so cool. I almost want those just to take the rings off and.
Well, there's some really important stuff in here.
What else
Some
we got
very,
here?
very early. You know, the White Industries derailleur and back is super rare.
Oh yeah, look at that, and the Paul as well.
Yeah,
back
those
in
are
the
super rare.
the billet days.
Yes. Way over engineered.
There's some deltas. The Moots belt buckle.
This is all ICS parts.
Sharp and look at that pano. Nuts. The Geos.
That's a galley.
Joss, I
Right,
should say.
right there.
In red.
Yep.
We all have red galley cranks and brakes laying around. And what year was this? It's like 86 without the flutes.
Yeah, that would be toward the end of the super record run. So that
Okay.
would have been
86,
85 to 87, depending on, you know, when the inventory was actually produced.
Gotcha. I actually have a pair on a Pinarello that I'm trying to sell.
Oh, cool.
What's back here? What's back here? Oh, look at this.
Those are the original Campy Super Record freewheel kits with all the tools and the actual freewheel. I think there's
so
two
cool.
or three of those in the shop.
That's awesome. Oh, here you go, guys. New in a box. Something you don't see. Sante Group. I'm actually a fan.
Brand new galley stuff off Mega.
Oh, geez. Beautiful. Guys, it's just really rare to see this kind of selection, not only in someone's collection, but in a store. He is selling a lot of this product. Some he is not, some of the important stuff. It is worth the trip to Golden, Colorado. When you're in town, you can look him up online. He's going to give us his contact information later in the video. Definitely worth the trip. Come on out and check this place out. Well, guys, I'm not going home empty-handed. Got myself a gold Sadist chain. Got to do that. You know, I'm going to put these Colnago brakes on my Super Single, my Italian bike. And check out this shirt. This is totally cool. Awesome. Love it. So, going to wear that with pride. Hey, I appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot, John.
How do I get a hold of you?
Either call the shop, 303-216-2000, or send me an email at seth.w@goldenvelo.com.
Awesome. That's cool. Well, I appreciate you getting a hold of me. I'm excited. Hold on here. Guys, I was in Golden yesterday, literally 3 miles away from this shop, and didn't know it was here. And if it wasn't for his email today, I would have missed it totally. So I don't know if you're as excited about this as I am. This is just a totally cool place. And now I have another resource when I need something to finish that bike. So the next day we headed over to Boulder, Colorado. We went to check out the town a little bit. We were with my niece and her husband, and we had some lunch. Then we headed over to University Bicycles. She was looking for some tires for one of her bicycles. And while I was there, saw some really cool, interesting stuff. Saw this beautiful Eddie Merckx that was owned by Davis Finney, 1989. Totally cool bike. We had a 88 Paramount with a 50th anniversary group that was gold plated. Do you believe that? That was pretty sharp. You don't see too many of those. Next to it was a 68 Paramount step through. Once again, very rare. A couple track bikes. We had a couple Paramounts, including this tandem track bike. Man, that was awesome. It's a 1980 Colnago Mexico. Thought that was cool. And check this out. This is a dream bike. We have an 82 Eisentraut with a 50th anniversary group. Priceless. A DeRosa, an 86 with a first generation C-Record drivetrain on it. That was really neat. A Cinelli track bike from 1968. Beautiful. And a Raleigh Professional as well. Over here we have actually Andy Hampstead's actual Team Huffy bike with full Dura-Ace. Totally cool. Still has a number on it. And next to that was his time trial bike. Can't beat that, can you? and then a Sirota that was built for Otis Taylor. I guess he's a blues artist, not my thing, but I thought that bike was really neat as well. Now, they have so many other bicycles that are beyond my reach and realm. They're much older, not my thing. But the day isn't over. We're going to head over to Vecchio's on the other side of town and check out what's going on there. Welcome back to the channel. We're at Vecchio's Bike Shop. Actually, it's not a bike shop. I can't pronounce it. We'll have Jim pronounce it for us. And they have a unique business here in Boulder. Let's check them out. Oh yeah, check this out. Looks like they recreated the store from when it was on Pearl Street. That's hard to do. All this cool stuff. Hey guys.
Hello, how are you?
Excellent. Thanks for agreeing to see me.
Of course.
This is Jim, the owner.
Hi there.
This place is cool.
Thank you.
You've been able to recreate it from what you had on Pearl Street, meaning the old bikes, the pictures, all the signed memorabilia. This is really neat.
We had always thought it would be tricky to recreate that look in what amounts to a strip mall, but I decided if I hung up enough stuff, we might just be able to pull it off.
I think you succeeded. It looks great.
Good. That was the idea.
And this bike here, the Bianchi up on top, is
My baby.
That's your personal bike?
Yep, that's my 81 Superleggera.
You know, I was told that because I tried to buy it last time I was in Pearl Street. So
No.
I said, no, you're not getting that bike.
Literally a garage find in Saline, Michigan, that a buddy of mine moved into a house, and that was with other parts. It was hanging from the rafters in the detached two-car.
Wow.
He says, "Is this thing any good?" I said, "No, just send it to me."
That's awesome.
He knew it was a decent bike. So.
Well, I see a lot of cool bikes and paraphernalia. What can you tell me about your business?
Yeah, I mean, Vecchio's is in its 24th year now. We started in January 2000. It was started by a gentleman named Peter Chisholm. We got a painting of him around the corner here somewhere. I bought it from him in 2013. The idea was just to be a repair store for bicycles. We weren't going to originally be a place that you would buy a bike. He had sort of modeled it after the repair shops here in town. We had a Swedish repair shop, we had a Japanese repair shop, we had a Subaru repair shop. So this wasn't the place to buy your bike, this is where you were going to get it fixed. But then we started selling bikes. And
awesome.
We sold lots of Waterfords and Calfees and Harleys and many, many, many Moots. Time, we've done Mercs and Colnago, and we've sold a lot of different stuff. But these days our primary brands are Moots, which we've been a partner with for all of those 24 years. Time, which is really making a push to come back into the market with some beautiful product. And Breadwinner, a custom steel bike out of Portland, Oregon. But my primary thing is what you see Wayne doing there is service. We're a service shop. So our repairing bikes, hand building wheels, building new bikes for people that may not have bought the bike from us. We have many people bring us a frame, a box of parts, and tell us to assemble it for them. So service is the primary chunk of our business.
Now you got a plethora of cool bikes here. Are there any that really stick out to you?
You know, there's one that has kind of been our favorite over the years. We've got a lot of attention for it, and it's got a unique story. Myself, the Jen I bought the business from, and our old fitting guy, we used to work at a bike shop on the hill called Morgul Bismarck, and it was co-owned by Davis Finney and Ron Kiefel. And back when that shop was starting to wind down, we had found this really interesting Austro Daimler in the basement, in the cellar. And, you know, pretty frame and kind of unique. So we, for lack of a better term, liberated it from the closing liquidations that were going on. And we repainted it, and we put a group on it, and we hung it up. We found it unusual that an Austro Daimler would have such pretty thin, long point lugs. We found it unusual that an Austro Daimler would have an English threaded bottom bracket. But, you know, what do we know? We just put it together and hung it up. Many years later, Davis Finney came through Vecchio's, and we were chatting him up for a while, and, you know, he used to work for him. He looked up and he says, "Hey, is that the bike from the Morgul cellar?" And we kind of gazed at our shoes for a couple of minutes, and we're like, well, yeah, that was. He goes, oh, great, I'm glad someone got a hold of that. That was Connie and I's old bike. And we, oh, okay, well, what do you mean? He says, well, that's actually an Albert Eisentraut built frame that he built for Connie Carpenter, Davis's wife. Early days, I guess I wouldn't know exactly what year, and she raced it for quite a while as a white bike painted up as a Pook.
No
and then
kidding.
I found myself, this is Davis talking, I found myself out of a team, this is pre 7-Eleven, and I became kind of the token guy on the Pook women's team, and I took Connie's old bike, they repainted it, put Austro Daimler on it, which was also being imported by the same people that brought in Pook.
Right.
And I raced on this blue Austro Daimler, 2 sizes too big for me, for a season before he got involved in 7-Eleven.
No kidding.
So it just lingered in the crawl space there at Morgul for a while, and so we said, well, all right, we'll cut it down for you so you can take it home. He says, we don't want it. We don't need it. We'd rather you guys just keep it there at the shop. It's a pretty bike.
So that's got some strong provenance to it. That is really awesome.
If we only knew how many race wins were inside that trout.
Oh, yeah. Actually, just finding an Eisentraut is kind of rare to begin
Pretty
with
cool,
nowadays.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
it's
cool. He
the
taught half the
granddaddy.
U.S. builders how to build.
Exactly.
So kind of royalty here in the bike world. So
Right.
yeah, that bike has probably got the neatest backstory to it, and again, that I wish I knew how many races that bicycle frame had won.
Now tell me about this John Howard labeled bike here.
Well, that's my good buddy Jeff's bike.
right.
That is John Howard. The name was used, obviously John Howard, one of the early U.S. cycling heroes, Olympian. I think he won the first race across America, maybe. I mean, boy, the guy's just been a piece of cycling history.
Right.
A handful, 2 or 3 different builders had built bikes with Howard's name on it. Dave Moulton, Tesh as well. We believe with the serial number we contacted Dave Moulton. We believe this is a Moulton built bike.
Okay.
Southern California.
Sure.
But yeah, he bought this a number of years ago, and now we just get to hang it up and look at it. So
That's pretty
it's
cool.
Nice, pretty bike. Yeah, and again, John Howard, cycling royalty in the United States.
Absolutely. This old salsa is pretty cool. What do you got? What can you tell me about this?
Well, this is a pretty unique bike. First thing you might notice is Campagnola componentry on it.
Right.
They did a brief stint in the mountain bike world.
They tried, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Try to be a good word for it. WTB roller cam brakes, Potts Type 2 fork. So this frame was built by Ross Schaefer, Salsa Cycles, Petaluma, California, for a gentleman named Hank Barlow. Hank Barlow owned Mountain Bike magazine back in the day before it sold
no
to the
kidding.
Rodale people. And Hank's son Matt is my dear old friend and business partner.
Okay.
And we call this bike the farm animal because Ross took little stamps that had farm animal shapes on them, that I think were his daughters at the time, and probably got marginally high and decided to stamp farm animals all over the frame. And so that's the farm animal.
Let's see if I can.
yeah.
Let's see if I can zoom in on one.
Yeah,
here.
it's hard
Here we
to
go.
see. It's a little
Oh,
dusty,
got a
but-
chicken or a rooster.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, I see what's going on here.
Yeah, built for my business partner's father when he owned Mountain Bike magazine back in the day.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. Well, that's kind of neat. That's you.
Yeah.
You got some unique stuff here for
there's
sure.
some interesting shit. So this, my buddy Chris brought this in, a Medici with a Campagnolo Crochet d'Yon group, CDA as we refer to it. Kind of a step down from records, so Delta
Right.
brakes, springs out the back.
Oh, I see.
One
That's
of the weirdest
difference.
rear derailleurs of all time.
Yeah.
Early click shifting that you could actually turn off.
Did you get that to work?
It works okay. Good enough for a parade bike, as we call it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to put a little bit taller stem and bar and maybe some wider tires and
Sure.
just bring it back to life so he can go do, maybe the Eddie Rando
Sure.
this fall with it. So.
Will 28s fit with those brakes? You think? But kind of tight.
We'll see. We'll find out. 25s for sure. 28s maybe. These had a little bit of vertical, so if I can get these things lowered and raise it up on the bolt, maybe. It'll be a brake rim rake combo.
Right. Hey guys, I got to tell you, this place is awesome. There's so many cool things to look at throughout the shop. Some things are for sale, some things are not. But either way, you'll find a good conversation and some cool old stuff. I even breezed by this bike here. I don't know how I did, but it's an Eddie Merckx with a 50th anniversary group on it, just hanging there. Sure, you see those every day. I really want to thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. Nice meeting you.
You as well. Thanks
Great
for stopping
shop.
by. Been a long time.
And yeah, check them out online and visit when you're in Boulder. That's what I'd say. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. It's been a while since I posted. So much has gone on. I did the Ohio and Erie Trail, and I also learned something on that trip. I learned that I'm a horrible blogger. So who knows what I'm going to do with that footage. Also, you just saw my trip to Colorado. That was a lot of fun, and saw some cool scenery, some cool bike stuff. And then we got back, and we're making some big life decisions around here, which you're going to see coming up on this channel. So bear with me. You'll see some overhaul videos soon. So we're going to take some trips as well and look at other people's collections and things like that. So thanks so much for tuning in. Stay to the end. Check out these views from the Rocky Mountains. Hey, you're in the way, buddy. Like, you're in my house now, pal.
There's a baby in between them.
Here we are looking for a herd, and one passes right in front of us on the street. Look at this guy. Oh, he's looking right at us. He's gonna go back. He's gonna go back. That's funny. This is cool. Check this out, guys. Beautiful. Craziness. We come up here to see the sunset. We got a wild ride.